how people get stuck in frames so often. I mean, that's why a lot of people do the same thing over and over again. What are some ways to shake the frame and build these new frames when you're just so almost beaten down by your own current frames, or the frame that, I was abused when I was young, and all these things that we've been through in the past?
Hold up.
So one of the reasons why I mean, since I saw you guys, I wrote 6 books and we published 4 apps.
I love it.
And to
So
thousands
cool.
of students inside it. So we opened it up to women and men inside of our what's called Warrior Shelter, which is this. I took and I recognized that this issue that you're dealing with, this is what I deal with every day, right? This is what I deal with people every day. It's what I deal with my employees. It's what I deal with my teams. The hardest issue in building a team, dealing with clients, and building an organization is dealing with people. It's not process, it's not marketing, it's not sales, it's not system. All these are hard too and difficult and have to be dealt with. But the single most difficult piece you will have to face at every level of building a business is dealing with people. And most human beings are not very good at dealing with people, right? They're not very good at dealing with themselves. So if you want to learn how to deal with people, you have to learn how to deal with you. If you can deal with and understand yourself, immediately you have a hall pass to understanding other people at a much deeper and much better level. If you're honest with yourself, then you create honesty in your culture, which means you have open dialogue and communication with your teams and your customers. So I didn't know how to do this. I mean, I was a fucking liar for like a long, long time. Like, it wasn't until I lost my first round of companies. And the biggest lie that I was telling was just lies to myself. I just would admit what I wanted. I wouldn't admit what I talked about. I admit about what I was thinking, what I was feeling, and then I would shrink. Like in a normal situation, like right now with all the heat around Donald Trump, like I'm voting for Trump. I voted for Trump 4 years ago. I have a very passionate stand about this. I don't give a fuck what people think about it. It's my stand. You want to take a stand with something else, take a stand. That's fine. But it's like, I'm not telling you who to take a stand for. What I'm saying is this is what I'm doing. Right. And inside of that place, when I said this is what I'm doing, it's the same reason why I bought another $75 million in life insurance since I saw you. Right. These are why I make the moves. It's why I do more in the insurance world as a customer and understand it better than 99.9% of the insurance and life insurance agents that I meet. I'm like, how is it possible? I'm a customer. I don't even have a fucking insurance license, and I understand your shit better than you do. I can sell your shit better than you do. I can speak to it. Why? Because I live it. Because another problem is the hypocrisy of agents, which is you're sitting up giving fucking advice to people, telling people about how this insurance policy or this play or storing your money in this whole life policy or doing this makes sense. But if we peel back the covers on your life, you're a fucking joke. Right? So you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. And so how do you deal with this hypocrisy? Well, you start with the fact of acknowledging you're a hypocrite. You're like, here I am trying to lead people with money, but I'm broke as fuck. I'm trying to lead people with money, but I don't have my shit together. Now, does that mean you can't lead people? No, it means you need to start being honest. It doesn't mean you have to have it all figured out, have to have it perfect, or have to have a perfect plan, or you have to have, you have to have $50 million in permanent life insurance. You may not even qualify for $50 million in permanent life insurance because your current human life value doesn't support such getting $50 million in life insurance. So you're like, okay, well, what can I do right now? What you can do is be honest. And this foundation, everything that Warrior TV System talks about, which is learning to live by a code of real, no matter what. No matter the consequence. When I took a stand for Donald Trump as president of the United States and why I'm voting for him again, we lost around $600,000 in revenue, right? Within about 4 days, customers who left, people said, we can't support you because you support Trump. And I said, that's fine. Don't give a shit. See you later.
Right.
Do you think I need you? I don't need you. I'm not going to kowtow to you. I'm not going to cater to you. I'm not going to bend over for you. I'm not going to do you. I'm doing me. If this makes you uncomfortable with me doing me, with you trying to do you, then you should go somewhere else. On the same token, before that, I took a stand for black men and black women. I didn't take a stand for Black Lives Matter, the movement, which I don't support at all. But I do support black men and black women big time. We love them, support them, employ them, and do business with them and negotiate with them. They're just like me. They're people. So I support that, right? But when I took that stand, I lost another $500,000 in revenue. And people are like, you can't do that. You can't talk like that. You can't spend. Fuck you. I'll talk however I want to talk. This is the beauty about being in insurance, unlike being an advisor in securities, is the fact that you can actually have real conversations. You can have an opinion about things, and there are people who want to listen to you in leadership because at the end of the day, they're not actually coming to you for a product. They're coming to you for certainty. People are terrified. They don't know where to go. They don't know who to trust. They don't know where to look. They don't know what's true anymore. And this cell phone has become just a goddamn vortex of fucking fear and doubt and misery and depression and sedation, and they're inside. You're over here trying to pitch them a fucking widget. Hey, anyway, you want a life insurance policy? It would be really good to insure the, what are you going to do when you die? Or anywhere. I remember going to my wife and I said, listen, I'm going to get this life insurance years ago. And she said, do you think I give a shit? Like, what do you mean? She's like, if you die, I'm just going to marry a guy significantly richer than you. I was like, hey, that makes sense. Fair enough. That explains really where our marriage was at the time, about 10 years ago. Right. Nowadays, very, very, very different. But like coming back, you have to start with honesty. Like, what's real? Like, I challenge advisors all the time. I'm like, agent, I'm like, okay, cool. So you want me to do this? Let's look at your policies. You're telling me that bank on myself makes sense? Cool. Let's look how much you bank on you. So you show me your policies and I'll show you mine.
Hold up.